I'm Kristina Debenjak. I met circus and circus pedagogy as a student of social pedagogy in the Faculty of Education. And I didn't know nothing about circus at that time. So the students were gathering in the gym and making juggling, making acrobatics, human pyramids. And I didn't know what to expect, but I was fascinated about it. And the way the group included me inside, showed me some tricks, involved me in a human pyramid. So somehow I felt in love in the group and in this physical way of doing things with my body, which I didn't know before or didn't expect from my body that I can do things like this. I can be part of a human pyramid. So this is how I also joined the association Cirkokrog, and I stayed until now. So now I'm a circus pedagogue, also social pedagogue, and I'm also the president of the association. This is how I end up here.
I am Eva Zibler, and after finishing high school, I had no idea what to do, and I remembered that I knew how to juggle. And then I went to buy myself 3 juggling balls, and there in the store, this elderly lady gave me a phone number of one juggler. I called this juggler, and we met in Tivoli in a park in Ljubljana. And this is how Cirkokrog found me, actually. And then he was, back then, he was I think the president of Cirkokrog. And slowly people started to come and we met. And it was also a life-changing experience for me as well. And now I am also a circus pedagogue, also a circus performer.
Circus pedagogy is a way of working, or a method, we can say, that we use in youth work, in inclusion work, in social work, in general, when we work with different groups of people. And it includes like circus and pedagogy. So basically we do circus arts, all variety of circus arts, from object manipulation, juggling, acrobatics, human pyramids, aerial acrobatics, clowning, a lot of interactive games, body expression. So all these disciplines that circus includes, we use them to connect the group. So the point is that when we learn circus, we also learn how to make ourselves confident, how to build trust in ourselves and in others, how to connect with the group, how to understand each other, how to be more resilient, how to try again and again, and to celebrate success. A lot of different aims we can have that we learn through circus. So it's 2 processes that happen at the same time. At one point, or in one way, we do circus. So we practice circus, but there's a lot of things happening inside the person or on the back. So it's a process of learning trust, of learning confidence, of learning to trust each other, of learning how your body works, of learning how to focus, how to concentrate, and to have different experiences about yourself. To have to get a different view about who you are, because it's like a lot of people, a lot of groups that we work with people we work with, they feel like maybe, I'm not good in life. Nothing, I don't succeed in nothing. They kick me out of school, they kick me out of this group, I cannot do nothing good. And in circus, it's like, you can do something good, you can learn, and we will try a way how to do it. With each person, we try different ways how to learn, how to do circus. And circus is so beautiful because it has a variety of different skills, different techniques. So some people are very good at acrobatics, others like really balance things, others they fell in love with juggling, some they like clowning a lot, so they invest more time in this. Some people like also just to create stuff with their hands, like circus props, also scenography. Also, this is part of circus. So we have a lot of different roles that we like everyone to find its place, his, her place inside. So this is what circus pedagogy is. It's a way that through circus, with circus, we include everybody, we support people, we give courage to people, we make a community that supports each other. So this then differs from situation to situation, now, which is the aim that is now in this group with these people the most important, the most needed. And circus is a great playground tool that we use to make this happen, to make also changes happen, to make support happen, and to make joy happen, no? To make release happen. Also, this is very important in a lot of situations, what people need. So this circus pedagogy is something that we imported. How to say, no? There were some students of social pedagogy at the time that I think it was in Germany, they met on a presentation on a congress, a youth social circus. I think it was from Netherlands, because they have one of the first, a very long tradition of social circus. So abroad, it's more the terms, it's more spoke about youth circus or social circus. And there is a very strong groups that work with refugees in different ways, in different circumstances. Some also in refugee camps, some more in this integration way. So it's one of really a strong part of social circus and of circus pedagogy. And I think also because it's really working good, and because also of this circus language which is universal and gives us the possibility to be together, to communicate together. This is really a very good plus of the circus, the non-verbal communication, or sometimes we say that circus is a language in itself, because we don't need to speak the same spoken language, but we all do circus. We all communicate with our body. We just grab somebody and say, here is one ball, and just start doing something, and the other person will interact with us, will do the same as we do. So it's very physical. It's very physical, and it's very easy to just show where to step, how to position your body, make movements more slow, adapt to the rhythm of the other person. It's somehow a synchronization between each other. Sometimes when we don't focus so much on the words, how we express ourselves with words and what we understand and what we don't, we come to the communication with our bodies which can make us understand each other in a different way, in a different level, and make us closer to ourselves and to the other person, to see each other in a different way. Because a lot of times we are just so much focused with, oh, what did you say? I don't understand, and of these misunderstandings which come with the language and ways of expression. When we focus on our body and things we do with our body, we have to be more aware of the presence. We actually start to become slower or more focused on each other. So this is somehow a process that happens in an encounter. Yeah.
Maybe a practical example of one nonverbal situation is when we arrived to the refugee house, to asylum home. We have a lot of props. We have a lot of circus elements like hula hoops and juggling balls and Chinese plates, flower sticks, and they're colorful, they're different, made out of different materials. And the kids always came to help us carry the stuff. And not only the kids, also the adults. And then through this was the first hello. It was not hello, how are you? Also, this was afterwards. But the first one was we physically share what you bring. And it is very clear what you bring. And it kind of illumines, it makes people curious, and they would like to know what is it for. And then, I don't know, to say hello, sometimes instead of, I don't know, giving each other hands and speak how we are, we would use one of these elements to show if you're in a good mood or you're in a bad mood, to kind of translate the word into action. And this is also how you get a feeling in what kind of a mood we are today, everybody. So also in the way how you treat an object, let's say, or how you include, I don't know, with the hula hoop, we did many times how many people can go in one hula hoop, let's say, and then to pass it around. That it's also a way how to say hello, for example.
Yeah, this is one of our big focuses, to build bridges between the community and the marginalized groups. So to bring us all together. We do this in a somehow spontaneous way, or better to say, very non-formal way. So one way is that we we want to go inside these institutions, like asylum home, that are very closed, so we can get in touch with the people that were put a bit on the edge. So if they cannot come to us, we want to come to them, because we want to know them, to make connection with them. But then it's also very important, another step, no? That also these groups that are on the edge, they come to us, or we meet somehow, to have a daily life together, to share lives together, which is kind of a challenge. I mean, it's a challenge in some practical ways a lot of times. But this is how we try we include them in our regular workshops, regular circus meetings, regular programs. So we have diverse groups. So we try to, so people that are, like, let's say, in the asylum home, or they were in asylum home, but now they got the papers. We say to them, hey, come to our meeting, be together with us. and we try to, and we make a place where connections can be made, where friendship can be made. When there's a lot of different people that they meet, and they have this place, this possibility to know each other, to connect with each other, to become friends, to help each other, to know each other's lives. So this is this social community places that circus is providing, and making networks between different people. It's not just going to the institutions. I think a lot of times is some non-formal situations, like you meet somebody in the street. Also, like one of our circus group, a person who is going to this circus meeting, she met Marcos in the street, just like this, and then she brought Marcos also to our meeting to the Circus Wednesday.
And I remember we came to asylum home and kids came and they were like, they were two circus artists, they were throwing balls so high. And it's incredible also because there are not so many people doing circus in general, huh? Here especially not so much. And it was this curiosity, who are now those two boys, those two amazing jugglers that we just missed each other, no? And it was, I know that they were going somewhere and coming back, and then yes, we met actually outside of the asylum home with Marcos and David. But there was a big rumor about them too going around.
We cannot miss this.
Yeah. It's somehow simultaneously, but a lot of times it's just we are meeting people and just taking them from the street or wherever we met to our community, to give them space. And yeah.
We got invited in few years ago for a Christmas show. There was this association that has been working in the asylum home, and they said if we would like to come and do a Christmas show. And we went, we were, I don't know, 15 or 16 of us, you know. For many people, it was the first time to go in this type of an institution. And we did the show. And afterwards, it was very logical and clear that we will also do workshops, even though we had no plan to do a workshop. And it spontaneously happened. And then while it was happening, it felt really right and fun and important that it is there. So we thought we would like to continue, not just to come once or twice per year, but to have a continuous workshops, and to make a process to, even though it's a very somehow precarious area because people come and people go, but still there were some families who were staying there for 3 or more years. So we found it important that we try to enter this institution and to continue with the work. So then it was throughout the years, there were many different ways how we continued with our presence there.
Cirkokrog is very connected with social pedagogy, because the students of social pedagogy are the ones who founded the association, who started using and developing this method in the Slovenian here. So of course the students of social pedagogy, this is what we do. We want to work with marginalized groups, we want to work on integration, work on inclusion. We are interested in how people live, how we can connect, how we can build communities.
My impressions of the Christmas show that we did in the asylum center were many curious eyes and heads, like popping out of doors, because every time there is an event, some of people really come, huh? The kids are there, the most, I don't know, sociable people are there, but some of them, they don't really, they're not sure if they want to come. So there it was this a little bit of suspicion and not knowing what will happen, but then curiosity, and we did a parade through the center. What I recall is that when we came to the asylum center, I saw it was colored. I mean, the walls were colored, but it was behind the fence. So it was this kind of a modern prison type of a building. And I was surprised how many people there were. And I knew about the asylum center because afterwards I became a student of anthropology, and we discussed a lot the migrations, and but we didn't speak about the system. The system slowly somehow revealed to us while working, while trying to enter and seeing how people come and go, and kind of also through the conversations discover how the system really works. You know, you have the presentation of the system, and then you have the reality of the system that are carried on the people that have to use it. So yeah. Oh, I remember once it was received very well. But I remember once there is this rolla bola. It's an equilibrium element. You have a pipe, a water pipe, this size, and then you have a wooden board, and you have to keep the balance on the round pipe. And it never happened before or after that this object was somehow it landed in the middle of, let's say, 15 people, and it became like a dancing. It became a sort of a dance, and it was and people were one after another going and trying and having fun, and it kind of circus in asylum center many times became a party. And it was a very, very fun experience, because one per one people were coming, kids came at once, and then when people they relax, and also how Kristina mentioned about the release, then it kind of gets appropriated somehow in because we show our way, let's say, how we know circus, and then the people we work with, they, when they have a releasement, let's say, they use it as they feel comfortable somehow, and then we meet also. So this was one fun example, and also there is a traumatic example how the juggling clubs would be used as missiles. So this is then the whole process, how to how through circus art the trauma comes out as well, and how to address this. And then also this is also how in the spectrum of a game you are respectful to what a person wants to say through the object and with the object, and in that safe space that is created because we are doing a continuous work. So this is a few, let's say, two experiences of work, how what can happen. This is where the pedagogical side comes really, really together with circus, because you cannot, life are not only flowers, and then you, as a pedagogue, you should be, I mean, you always, you do react as a person, as who you are, of course, but with the background of pedagogy, which I find is very important in circus pedagogy, you can also handle or address these kind of topics that are not fun. If there is a highlight, the highlight I would like to, it popped into my mind. You asked the question and I remember this image. With Cirkokrog, we also organize international youth exchanges. And since 4 years, 5, we have been also going to Asylum Center to make a community event. So it works that way that we prepare a show, we come there, they prepare a show and also some lunch, and then they show what they prepared, we show what we prepared, and then everything kind of merges. So 2 years ago, they prepared some dancing lessons, and we prepared juggling workshops, or I mean circus workshops. And at one point, it all merged. So you would see people dancing, and then people doing circus, and then in the middle, kids running around with some face painting and just painting everything around. And we all came in with no paint, and we all left with colored arms and colored faces. And also, I remember for that day we were missing one electric discharger with many holes for electricity. And it was a whole organization in the asylum center where to get it. And one man, he had an installation in his room to connect the television and the radio. And he dismantled everything in the room to get us this charger for the show. And his argument was that we are doing something good and that he would like to help us. So this was a very, it was a touching moment to this, that we all work, that then we can play together. Mm-hmm. Marcus is a circus artist. He came as a circus artist as well. So it was very fast that we found each other. And it was very fast that, let's say, he had a choice or a place to go, to practice, to meet, to hang out, to learn, to teach. And we have a lot of props, and we also do workshops. So we invited Marcos to come with us to teach circus, and then slowly also he did some workshops alone as well as a part of Cirkokrog or alone. But we were kind of the background of the material as well. Then the regular meetings, of course, and then we had this one training for circus pedagogues, where also we invited him to, or he proposed, I don't remember, to host actually a whole hour of games, and we played a very, very long game as well with him. So somehow we were his social background and group of friends, and then also we were jamming together. We did some music. We started to prepare something to play on the street, but we haven't yet. But I know that with David they were performing on the street as well. we were training together in the same space. They were preparing for the street show. We were preparing for other stuff or just practicing. I understand him actually as a because circus community, it's here, but then if you go around the world, you always have everywhere you have a place to sleep or a place to eat or a place to go and do what you are. So we are somehow of a, let's say, a circus family. So this is how I understand us and Marcus the most, actually. Something that is very, like Kristina mentioned before about the universal language of circus. This is the circus language that you can speak anywhere you come.
I think this is how it is. We are just providing a space, a community, a family, and then things happen by itself. No, this support, connection, making shows together, seeing each other as people, as humans. And
a wonderful thing happened actually. I was somehow connected as well to this friend of Marcus from Salzburg with Rosalie, and we actually also exchanged some letters about because she met Marcus in Salzburg, and we met Marcus here, and then we spoke with Marcus about Rosalie, and then we exchanged some letters. How are things here, and how are they doing? And he said, "You know, Rosalie, my Austrian mother."
volunteering is the basis of Cirkokrog. This is how Cirkokrog was founded, how it all started, because a group of people, they believed in circus and in circus pedagogy, and they wanted to develop this method, to get in touch with, to change the society through this method, through circus, to get to know different people, to be together. No? So I feel all our programs that we developed in these years, they were like a group of volunteers, basically, that we were trying to imagine what we would like to do, what we need as a society, what we want from this society, how we want to live, how we can open doors, opportunities. Without this energy of volunteering, this kind of vision or enthusiasm that comes from this, actually from youth and students at that time, this wouldn't happen. This wouldn't happen, and now still, even though it's a lot of things already developed, and it's now an association programs with quite a lot of years of on our shoulders, but still it's very, very important for us to have a team where we are all together, and also with volunteers, because a lot of times people, mostly they just come to us or join our activities, and then they ask, hey, I want to be a volunteer here. I want to be part of this group. So this is how we understand volunteering. It's about, yes, you want to be part of our team, of our group. We have the same vision. We want to do things together. And we give you a lot of space and support.
Maybe a little bit of an abstract parallel of volunteering with the way how you learn circus as well, because you need a lot of will to learn the skills also, and persistence and being there. You really have to be there to succeed or to try. So maybe this was my thought of that you voluntarily give your free time to learn, and then as well you have some sort of a community or structure where you can continue to also be a part of the community, not just your own working process or learning process.